Hello and welcome to the Plate Spinning Academy podcast, hosted by me, Nick Davis, a productivity mentor and multi-passionate entrepreneur. I know what it feels like when you want to do all of the projects all at the same time, with never enough time and energy to do it all. I'm a passionate creative who's found my almost perfect blend of business and life that keeps my head motivated, my body energised and my heart happy. I'll be talking about all things to do with organisation, rotas, goal setting, systems and structures, and strategies for business and life together, all combined with a healthy dose of accountability and motivation to help you on your journey. It's time for you to find your tailored recipe for accomplishment and contentment. Hello and welcome to today's episode. Today I'm going to be talking all about legacy, what it is, or what it can be, and how many of us are actually doing this through our business. When I think about legacy, without me going into the full definition yet, off the top of my head, I kind of think about legacy being your imprint in the world. That's certainly how I see it, and the imprint that you leave when you are no longer here. So I've done a little bit of digging about, and yeah, I'm pretty much on the money with that. Some of the definitions I've got, it's all to do with legacy being the long-lasting impact of particular events and actions that will have took place in the past or within a person's life. This legacy can be through what their faith is, what their ethics are, what their core values are, their character or reputation, that sort of thing. Another definition I've found is the positive impact your life has on other people, whether that is friends, colleagues, or strangers. What about our personal values, accomplishments, actions? A lasting impact and the way they will be remembered for generations to come. Those are just a few samples of definitions that I found through a quick Google search, and they're pretty much all there, aren't they? I found a saying by Maya Angelou that says, if you're going to live, leave behind a legacy, make an impact on the world that can never be erased. And we want to make that a positive one. We certainly don't want to be remembered for negative things. So how will you be remembered? It's an interesting question. One of the first self-help books that I ever read was way back in 2000. Oh my goodness, 25 years ago. I was introduced to Stephen R. Covey, and it was the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It was certainly the first self-help book that I remember reading anyway, and it had such an impact on me. And what I remember from reading that was he asks you to begin with the end in mind. And he asks you to visualise that you are attending a funeral of a loved one, and you look at who's there, what are they saying about them, and it's actually your funeral. And it asks you to think about who's there, who's doing your eulogy, what are people celebrating, what are they saying about you, what kind of life did you live. It's quite a hard-hitting one to think about, and maybe it's something that we don't want to think about. But we're all there, aren't we? Death and taxes are the two sure things in life that we're not going to be able to escape from. So why not think about it? What comes afterwards? So, I mean, there's another definition of legacy, and it's all to do with inheritance and money and property and assets. And I'm not talking about that today. I'm talking about your values. I'm talking about what did you bring to the world? What work did you do? What lasting impact do you have on people and the world? That's kind of where I'm at today. So a lot of us are doing this work through our businesses, and you think about, I mean, it's quite a contentious subject at the moment, but there's quite a few billionaires around that are probably not going to leave the greatest legacy. But think about, people who are able to have this philanthropic lifestyle where money isn't an issue and they're able to give it away or certainly contribute or undertake work where they don't have to worry about paying their bills. Most of us are not walking around with that kind of money in the bank. So we want to do it though so we want to build our legacy, and many of us choose to do it through business. And why is this? Well, I think it's because many of us have had, we've been through a journey, we've had struggles, there may be trauma, and we are wanting to help others to make sure that they're not going to go through what we went through. Certainly for myself, I'm looking back now on the struggles that I had when I first started in business, the struggles that I have as a parent, looking after children and building a business. And I want to be able to help others not make the mistakes that I did, because it took me a very long time to kind of get my head around what I was doing. Part of my legacy is building something that's going to support small business owners, because I know what it's like to have a dream, to have a goal, and you just don't have a clue how you're going to make it happen. And I think this kind of work is different from, I will say, just running a business to make money. We all need to make money. We have bills to pay. We know we need to keep a roof over our head. We need to clothe our children. We don't just do it for the money, because if we were, we would be going and stacking shelves at the supermarket. What if we have that thing inside that is like, that's not enough? You need to be doing something more. You need to be giving something to the world. What if that pull is just too strong and you need to go all in on this? So if you're going to go all in on it, you possibly need to be doing that as part of your work in business, because it's going to take up a lot of your time and resources. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with building a legacy business that's going to do good in the world, and you can still make money from it. People set up community interest companies all of the time. You just have to make sure that it's run properly. But even if you are not a CIC, you can still do this work. There is no reason why you can't offer perhaps coaching or mentoring with a view to a certain percentage that you could offer for free, or you could niche down to offer your services to a specific part of the community that may be underrepresented. This is all legacy work. It's important. What is important to us is what we want to put back out into the world. And if you look around you within your business communities, you will see other people doing this work. You'll probably be able to name probably at least 2 or 3 people within your business community that are actively doing this work. And imagine a world where we were all working in that way. How wonderful would that be? When you think about, people offering their services to the world, you look at the motives and go, okay, the primary motive for running a business is money. We want to make a profit. But dig a little deeper. Why do one thing and not another? And there's generally a story behind it. And a lot of business owners will use storytelling as part of their visibility and as part of their marketing. And it makes up the big picture. And one of the other things that I think is important if you are building a legacy business, or certainly building legacy through your business, is to perhaps have a mission statement. And I know that everybody's got one, and they can be tricky little beggars to do. A mission statement is a kind of 1 or 2 sentences that state what your business is aiming to do. And they're all different. For every business is different. One of the examples that I've found doing a little bit of research for this podcast is from Dove. Dove's mission statement is to help women everywhere develop a positive relationship with the way they look, helping them raise their self-esteem and realise their full potential. Dove sell soap bars, they sell body wash, they sell shampoo. Okay, well, any company could go and do that, but Dove have something different. If you see an advert on TV from Dove, you will see where their legacy lies. They have women of all shapes, sizes, heights, and they are doing something a little bit different. So their mission statement is for all women to feel beautiful in their own skin. It's not just about selling shampoo. There are a lot of us that just want that little bit more. We just need to be doing something different. And certainly for myself, mine is all around supporting small businesses. And the majority of those businesses are going to be run by women who are likely to have children, and the equity or inequity at home with regards to the mental load and emotional labour at home isn't in their favour. There's not enough equity for them to for them to fulfill their potential. It may be that the caregiving predominantly falls to them. It may be that the housework tends to fall to them. They're not feeling like they're being given a fair crack at the whip. And that is where my legacy will lie, because that's where I'm going to be doing most of my legacy work. And this has all come from when I think about, well, what is important to me. I was once asked, what is your soapbox topic? What, if you were to get on your soapbox, would you rant about? What are you angry about? What are you passionate about? And for me, it is that gender inequality. It is dealing with patriarchy. It is dealing with being a woman in the world, not being given a fair shot at things because you're a woman, for no other reason. I'll not get into that rant today because I'll be here all day, but please know that that is my soapbox topic. It angers me, it frustrates me, it's really important to me, and I am no longer going to be a passive bystander with regards to this. So I can't fix the entire world, but I can certainly focus on my corner of the world, doing what work I feel that I can do, doing the work that I feel that I can bring to the table, and building my legacy. And hopefully many years after I've departed the earth, my name will still be around. My name will still be remembered for good things. So how can we build these legacy businesses? How can we fulfill our having to pay the bills, having to keep our roof over our heads and keep everything going? But how do we weave that into the work that we're doing? How do we weave our legacy into the work that we are doing? Well, you can start with building your own mission statement. And I'm not going to leave any links or anything in the show notes, because honestly, if you just Google how to create a mission statement, there is a ton of advice out there on how you can do it. And for me, I haven't done mine yet. I'm still working on it. I still haven't got it right, but you will know when you have got it right and that you have nailed it, because it will suddenly make your business and your legacy so much easier to work towards. You'll know when you've nailed it. You can create a business that has serious purpose, and it goes way beyond just making money. You need to set yourself some really high standards on this, and you need to be committed to it as well. There may be times in your business journey when you're going to have to kind of press pause for a little while, but knowing that mission statement is there, knowing that legacy work is there, you are committed to that, and it's up to you to take the initiative to carry that forward. And you might think, some of these ideas that you've got are just too big, the problem is too big, or the legacy that you want is unattainable. These are all small ideas about, well, what could I actually build? Well, these little tiny acorns, compare that to a large oak tree. If you are committed, if you are focused, if you are dedicated and driven, and your mission statements and or your legacy will keep you on that path, you can change the world. And you can change the world while you're here, because legacy doesn't have to just come after you have departed this world. You can build legacy and be legacy today. You can do it now. You can do it. You can change the world. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Come and find me on socials. I've got a couple of free groups you can find on my profile that you are welcome to join. I'd love to hear more about what you'd like me to talk about on the podcast, and I would welcome your ideas for future episodes.